Good evening, good evening. It's around midnight here. Long day of work, but want to get into this assignment. And what we're talking about today is the Fullsail Hall of Fame, what I got out of that series of videos and my insights. So, all right, so let's get into it. So in this talk, one of the things that I really enjoyed was the insight of someone taking pride in doing a job, even though it seems like a shitty job or something that they don't enjoy. What I've found in my own life is kind of the way that you play one thing is the way that you play everything in your life, right? So I was having this conversation with a buddy of mine. He's a music producer, and he got this opportunity to remix something, for a pretty big artist. And he's like, man, I just haven't gotten around to doing it. And in the dating coaching, I'll have guys who will say, yeah, I just don't want to approach that girl or that group of girls because I don't want to be rude. But then I'll say, hey, how are your real estate calls going? Man, I just can't get myself to do it. So I go, cool. It was never about being rude. It was about you avoiding that fear of rejection. So even if you're doing something that isn't your passion or something like that, there's still something to be gained from taking that action and doing an outstanding job. So I found that to be an interesting point. Also, I love the point that was made by one of the gentlemen on the panel about fear being our enemy. I've actually found fear to be my friend, but I do get what he's saying. And what he's saying is that fear will try to talk to us, right? Our minds will try to talk to us and tell us, hey, we're not good enough, just remain safe, remain in your comfort zone, so on and so forth. And I watched my daughter's mother, beautiful woman, go through breast cancer, stage 3, at the age of 32. And that was intense. There was a lump the size of a grapefruit on her breast, and we tried the holistic treatments and then the chemo, and she's a survivor, or she's in remission. But it showed me how precious life is, and it's sort of interesting that I could still be afraid or worried about what people would think after you see how fleeting life can be. So I found that to be a powerful point that they made there. Ignore negative people. You're never going to win negative people over. I've got a buddy of mine that, as my life has gotten better and better, he doesn't keep in touch. That was always my buddy to call, and we would talk to each other, and we'd complain to each other about life and how rough life is and how brilliant we are and how no one gets us, man. No one gets us. No one understands, but we'll show them one day. And then as I got more and more into action, we stopped talking, right? First I would try to give him dating advice. He wouldn't take it. And then eventually he said, I don't even want to talk about dating. And then, so you can't win those negative people over. It reminds me of something my dad always told me. You don't have to get rid of people. People get rid of themselves. As cold as that sounds, it's an interesting insight. And then lastly, one of the insights I like was he said, plant a seed and then let that seed grow. And then harvest those seeds and plant more seeds. So he's talking about reinvesting in yourself and your business. And he says, don't eat your own seeds. And I love that. Even when I'm earning money from my day gig, it's like, stop spending money on stuff you don't need. Invest that in your business. So these are some great insights for me, and I'm very appreciative for the video series. A lot of knowledge in there, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Talk to you soon.